But I want to take a look real quickly at what I would call the CIA election. We now have Sidney Powell saying that there's Sunday morning yesterday, she said the CIA may have used Dominion for its own benefit, and Gina Haspel should be fired immediately. Well, yeah, that would have been a good idea. It would have been a good idea if she'd never been promoted to the head of the CIA, since she ran and covered up the illegal torture program that was used to provide fake information about fake weapons of mass destruction that got us involved in the Iraq War. But of course, you know, President Trump is into torture. So she was promoted. And of course, that was 4D chess, right? Except now it appears that she was part of the effort both in Russiagate and now in this election, even before the election. People had pointed out that Gina Haspel was part of the Langley-London axis, you know, with all these people producing fake information. She was kept in the position, and now she is part of this as well. Let's play video clip number 7. This is Sidney Powell.
Sidney Powell, who's part of President Trump's legal team. Sidney, before we went to the break, we talked about, you said that there may have been kickbacks to some people who accepted the Dominion software. Tell me what you mean.
Well, I mean, we are collecting evidence now from various whistleblowers that are aware of substantial sums of money being given to family members of state officials who bought this software. I mean, we're talking about $100 million packages for new voting machines suddenly in multiple states, and benefits ranging from financial benefits for family members to sort of what I would call election insurance. Because they know that they can win the election if they are using that software. It's really an insidious, corrupt system, and I can't tell you how livid I am with our government for not paying attention to complaints even brought by Democrats, Carolyn Maloney, Elizabeth
Warren, let's hold it right there,
Amy
because we're running out of time. I can't tell you how livid I am that I've been talking about SmartMatic, which is what Rudy Giuliani was talking about. Hugo Chavez's cronies created that company. And they keep buying and selling these companies and changing the names and so forth. But, you know, the names change, but the players remain the same. Regardless of what's going on, the idea that, like our internet and like our free speech on the internet and our ability to search and find things, the idea that 3 companies would control the internet, that we would have 3 companies that control electronic voting, is just reprehensible to me, especially since I've been talking about SmartMatic since 2012. So you can imagine if Sidney Powell is fed up with this, how fed up I am with this. I mean, how many times do we have to go over this and talk about how corrupt this is? Talk about what happened in Brazil. We had that Marxist woman who got elected president down there before Bolsonaro. She had a situation where the day before the election, she went into a stadium and she was booed off of the stage. And then she was losing something like 60-40. And then everything went down. And then when it came back up, she was winning 60-40. Complete reversal of fortune. How about that? And what you hear from Rudy Giuliani is, SmartMatic has all these back doors in it. You had all these states that stopped counting, and we know that with this SmartMatic software that they can determine what the vote count is. It's continually going. They can stop it, and then they can switch it around. We've seen this over and over again. Why is this allowed here? This is, as I said for the longest time, I said this 2020 election is going to be a hacking fest. It's going to be a hacking contest. And we've seen every year at DEF CON how insecure these things are. But at the center of all of this is always the CIA and DARPA. They're the ones with Microsoft running NewsGuard to tell you which places you ought to stay away from and not look at their news. And they're also running Election Guard. They were funded by DARPA and the CIA to do precisely this for over a decade, several decades.
Cognitive dissonance is a major issue amongst the left. It can be very stressful dealing with facts you refuse to accept. If you have a family member suffering from this degenerative mental condition, buy them a bottle of Ultimate Fish Oil from InfoWarsStore.com. Studies have suggested that fish oils and fish oil supplementation can slightly lower blood pressure, decrease triglyceride levels, decrease the growth rate of plaque, and provide a soothing reduction in inflammatory responses in joints and the digestive system. Recent studies have suggested that high EPA and DHA fish oil can stimulate immune function by increasing the concentration and activity of immune cells. It worked for my family, and now I can have a logical and calm discussion about actual facts that pertain to reality. Get your Ultimate Fish Oil for a friend, family member, or yourself at InfoWars Store.